they're so busy that they're looking for a reason to quit, you know. So it's a crazy.
I had a friend that
really like the 10.
There we go. Okay, good morning. Good morning. It is 10 a.m. on Wednesday, April 7th, 2021. This is time for a public hearing to consider a request by All-Terra Consulting for approval of a preliminary plat for Faison. I'm just going to mess it up again. Faison?
I guess it's better than advantage.
Okay. Estate subdivision, case number SE 2018-0011. Today, we do have an action item to consider whether to grant the request and issue findings of fact, conclusions of law, and an order. This is being conducted via WebEx as well as live in person in the Board County Commissioner's office. I am Commissioner Carrie Smith. Also joining me today is Commissioner Leslie Van Beek and Monica Reeves, our Deputy Clerk, and Development Services Planner Dan Lester. The staff report and any additional exhibits have been posted on the county website on the land use hearings page. You may wish to open those documents if you haven't done so already. I am the chairman and I will maintain order by restricting inappropriate conduct and inappropriate discussion. And the applicant who requested the hearing or the representative will have the testimony first today. You have the burden of proof for approval of this project. And we only have one person signed up in favor, so it's pretty, I'm going to skip that section on the summary. You will be offered 10 minutes of testimony, which you so choose to use. And if you refer to an exhibit or computer projection, please use specific verbal descriptions such as an exhibit number, location, or direction so that a transcript can be made for review if necessary. At this time, I would normally read all of the attendees listed in WebEx, as of which there are none logged in. So the only people that I have to swear in with our oath is Adam Furman and Dan Lister. Monica, take the court.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Before we begin taking testimony, is there any member of the board who, for reasons of conflict of interest, requests to be excused from participating in this item?
Thank you, no, Madam Chair.
I'm a no as well. Any declarations pertaining to pertaining to this request of meetings, such as site reviews or conversations outside of the hearing?
Thank you, no, Madam Chair.
This is off of Emmett Road, which I drive by all the time, but I did not do any specific site reviews. So at this time, we'll begin taking testimony first by calling upon Development Services staff to present the staff summary and any related exhibits.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Commissioner Van Beek. Before you is just the request required by the board on February 11th. At the time of signing the final plat, it was decided that plat note number 17 regarding fire sprinklers needs to be removed. The fastest process to do that was to amend the preliminary plat decision. The reasoning for that is it was based off a condition off of that preliminary plat decision. So this did not have to go back to the Planning and Zoning Commission because it was denied by that commission. So it only had to come back to before the board to make that amendment. So before you today is an amendment of condition number 9 that the removal of condition number 9 regarding fire sprinkler requirements. And which, once that's removed, the plat note number 17 does not need to exist on the final plat. As you know, the board has already signed the final plat, so all they have to do is amend that front sheet and get that recorded. So with that being said, the findings of fact and conclusions of law and order before you are essentially the same as before. We just updated it and provided information that all the other conditions have been met and that we're striking the condition regarding the fire sprinkler requirements. And with that, the FCNs before you should be in order and ready to sign, and staff is recommending approval of this decision. So.
Dan, is there any additional process after this? Will the final plat have to be amended, like with a minor replat amendment or anything?
No.
No? So that condition will essentially live on there, but it will not be enforced by staff?
So with this decision, the condition is gone. And so their final plat no longer has to meet that condition. So you've already signed the final plat, you got all the signatures. Now the signatures pertain to that final plat. To that plat note, sorry. So they could just erase that plat note or amend that front page to get rid of it, and it matches our decision today. So there's no replat required or...
Was the plat recorded?
No. So they have up to 60 days to record that plat. So that's why we did it in the speed we did it, so we can get it done before they have.
Perfect. So they'll have, but we don't have to review that change?
It's just, yeah, so nothing has changed except for that plat note. So there's no need to re-sign it or anything like that.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just for clarification, Madam Chair, so Dan, they can white out that on there?
I believe in this case they could. There's a special eraser too on my list, but I think they did their own, I think it's kind of whited out basically.
Okay.
And so, so they can take it to the recorder's office.
And my interest is that years from now, when we're not here, that there's not a problem with anyone in the event you didn't sell lots for a number of years or whatever that looks like. Yeah.
And then agencies were notified?
Yes.
And did the fire district respond?
No.
Okay.
And the other thing is, usually I'll make it really easy findings of facts and conclusions of laws on this, but I added the amendment attachments to show that we did review everything else. Everything else was agreed upon except for this fire condition and the fire note. So it just shows a complete record of what was decided and how that final plat got signed. So at the end, when you sign it, there's a complete record there. So that's why it's 58 pages.
Okay. Thank you. And so then at this time, I will call upon Adam Thurman. You will have 10 minutes of testimony.
I won't take that.
And name and address for the record.
Adam Furman, 8250 West Spring Creek Way, Boise, Idaho, 3714. Thank you, Madam Chair, Commissioner Van Beek. My comments are pretty short. We're excited to have this removed. It's definitely something buyers will prefer. We had considered just recording it and speeding things along because as discussed with prices and everything like that, it's not exactly a cost savings with the extra time, but where it's been removed from other subdivisions, it would definitely be a detriment to buyers to buy those houses. So we're excited to be here.
And Madam Chair, for the record, Mr. Furman, could you please put time, distance in time from the fire station? You're right down the road. So what do you estimate?
I would say 3 or 4 minutes. Mm-hmm. And it might, if it's longer than that, it's because you've got to go 20 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour through Middleton. Because Emmett Road is I think the first road you get to after you can go back up to 55. Yeah. So I would say you're probably within 3 or 4 minutes. And fire district's probably quicker than that because they don't have to go 25.
Right. So if they have lights and siren, it's going to be a short.
You're probably under 2 minutes if you're going 50 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Are you ready for a motion to close public testimony?
Yes, if we don't have any additional testimony.
Madam Chair, I move that we close public testimony.
Second. There is a motion and a second to close public testimony. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Public testimony is now closed. Based on the staff report, testimony, and exhibits we have received today, does the board have changes it would like to make to the recommended findings, conclusions, and orders?
Thank you, Madam Chair. No, I appreciate staff's thorough presentation this morning and updating the record to exclude Plat Note 17 regarding fire sprinklers.
Okay, I would agree with that, and I don't have any changes.
And with that, I move that we sign the preliminary plat for Faith on Point Estate subdivision, or it's already been signed, but that we approve the removal of that plat noting case number SD 2018-0011, and that we approve the findings of facts and conclusions of law and order as presented. They're updated this morning by staff.
Second. There's a motion and a second, based upon findings of facts, conclusions of law and order contained herein for case number SD 2018-0011, to approve the preliminary plat. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any, or opposed? Motion passes. And that completes this hearing at 10:09.
Thank you so much.
Now closed.
Best to you. Captain is waiting for us.
Oh, yes.
They're in your building, aren't they?
Okay, let's go do that. I haven't checked my emails from yesterday when I had to rush out of here.
That's not a problem.